All right, if everyone wants to jump into the voice chat over on the Discord, we can kick it off here. Where we left off, episode 11, I believe, we got off the ship and our players traversed through the Ashlands and happened upon the Snake Elf people village, where they discovered that there was a nearby military encampment that was kind of getting too close and pestering them, and it was also the location where the artifact that they're looking for had been traced to. So the last known whereabouts was the Amethyst Caverns, with this military base surrounding it, and they snuck up on the outside of the fence here, and they're right in this top corner on the outside, and they're trying to sneak into the entrance of the cave, and then we'll see what happens. Looks like everybody's over here.
About
all right. What is up, guys?
Hey, we're just praying to the dice gods.
Praying to the dice gods. All right, you guys ready to get started today?
I mean, I hope so. It's all in the dice gods.
We'll see. All right. Well, I just kind of gave a little bit of a recap of what happened last time. Does anyone want to chime in with anything that I might have forgot? Anything important happened last week? I guess Darrow found a girlfriend, kind of.
Yeah, I'm planning on having snake babies.
Snake babies.
They're already kind of like half snake, half elf. So now they'll be half snake, half elf, half elf.
They have 1 foot and 1 tail.
One quarter snake, 3/4 elf.
Very nice. So, I think we got it covered. That means I'm gonna need all of you to roll for stealth.
Starting right out.
We're kicking it off good. It's gonna be awesome. I hope you guys are ready.
I hope my rolls are ready.
There's a good one. Darrow with the 18 so far, everyone. Chewy with a 16. Actually, you have advantage on stealth, correct? As a bugbear?
Like a bonus or something.
Is it a bonus or advantage? Yeah.
There's at least something.
Oh, you're just like extra proficient or something, right?
Yeah, something like that.
+6, so yeah, 16. Okay.
Yeah.
So 16 from Chewy, 18 from Mr. Darrow, and Chad, the sneaky barbarian. Let's see.
Here comes.
No bonus. All right. Big 8 from Master Chad. All right. So here we go. This adventure I've been spending the last couple weeks writing. I'm sure you guys heard me say this already. I am not 100% sure how it's gonna go. If there's anything you guys have questions about, let me know. Hopefully it's higher quality than the other like kind of pseudo adventures we've done so far in this campaign, and comparable to the White Plume Mountain. Like that was a legit like written, produced adventure, and I kind of did the same thing with this. Like I fully like published this PDF and wrote the whole thing out, and we'll see how it goes. It should be good, but I have no idea how balanced it is. So you guys are standing on the side of this this fence on the outside of this military encampment, and you've been kind of hiding back and getting the lay of the land and watching some what look like guards or patrols that are these kind of corrupted looking half snake creatures, kind of like the ones from the village that you saw. They are like half humanoid, human or elf on the top, and then the bottom half of their body is a snake like torso and tail. And you've been watching them. It's dark. There's only a couple of them kind of rustling through this military encampment outside, and you can see every once in a while a patrol of 1 or 2 of them will go into the cave, occasionally with a cart. Occasionally one will bring out a statue, one of these big frozen statues that you can see, and As you see them bringing them out, you're closer now to the entrance of the cave, and every time one comes out, you can see it's a different statue. It's not like these mass-produced figures. It's almost like each one is a different person, and you can see some of them are these like heroic figures that are in poses, and some of them look like they're like almost like Gollum-like characters that are like shriveled up and frozen in place as these statues, and they're all very pristinely created. They look like there's no flaws in the stone carving anywhere, and you'll see these snake people like carting out these wheelbarrow-like carts with a statue on them, and use the pulley systems to like place them on bigger carts and into crates to prepare them for what looks like they're being shipped. And you can see some of the crates look like the ones that were on Captain Hicks's boat that you first discovered them in, and you feel like this must be where Hicks and his crew like stole that one stone curse that you encountered on the ship before, if you guys remember that. And you're all hiding behind one of these big boulders on the side of the cliff up here. Let me zoom in on the stream here. Kind of on the side of the very side of the map, on the behind this fence and behind these boulders, if you guys see on the stream on the very far right of the screen. Your group is hiding up there, and you just saw the last patrol that you've seen in probably about 10-15 minutes. It's getting super late and dark, and the last patrol that was carting out one of these statues just exited the cave and unloaded the statue into a crate, and then they walked into a tent outside in this military base, and all seems to be quiet and still. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, we're pretty stuffed up. We probably could jump down and maybe get into the cave without being noticed.
Is the tent you're talking about, is that red roof thing?
So let's see. I'll zoom out a little bit. All of the tents over here, like in the bottom corner.
Okay, this tent's over there then. All right.
Yeah, those are all kind of what looks to be like barracks or like living quarters. Like they all just kind of dispersed throughout the camp, and it looks like they went to a sleeping quarters, or they all veered off, and nobody has re-entered the cave.
So I guess our idea is to get into the cave.
Okay. Everybody wants to jump down and sneak inside?
Aye.
What was that?
Go.
Cool. All right. So you guys, you all hop down, and Elder is right behind. I guess I'll roll stealth for him in the Discord so you guys can all see what he gets. I don't know if you guys can see my roll. Maybe it was a GM only roll. I'll turn that off. Okay, there we go. So he hops down behind you all, and the group is kind of trying to quickly but quietly enter the cave and investigate and see what's going on. And you enter into the Amethyst Caverns. Let me know if on your screens, if it's totally dark and blacked out. I'll move you guys over.
Haven't changed it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's dark.
You guys can't see anything?
Nothing.
Okay, perfect.
Just a little bit at the beginning, that's it, the entrance.
Awesome. So you enter this cave, you pass by one of these large statues that is standing in the entranceway that must have been placed there from these groups of people that are moving them in and out of the cave. And you can see it looks like a large heroic figure, but it also has one of these snake tails, and there seems to be these large purple crystals kind of growing all over the statue, these large crystals that you could see to be amethyst in nature. As far as the little character portraits here go. Everyone has their own portrait like normal. The portrait that I've been using is like the knight and everything like that. I'm going to use for Elder for this adventure, just because I don't have a full body portrait of the Elder character. So that will be him for this campaign. So don't worry that that's an enemy or anything like that. So you all enter in and you're standing before this large statue, and you can see the cave entrance is about this 20-foot wide tunnel, and it goes in, and it's maybe 10 or 15 feet tall, and it's just like a cave entrance on the side of a hill, and it goes in and it gets really dark, and you can't see more than 15 or 20 feet in front of you. And then it appears to open up into a larger cavernous area, but you can't be sure.
How the hell are these snake eyes figuring their way around here? It's completely dark.
I have dark vision. How far can we see?
How far can you see with your dark vision? And what is it, like 60 feet or something like that? Okay. So you can see down this tunnel, and you can see that it opens up into a larger kind of bigger opening entrance room, but you can't make out too much of what's in there. Do you all have dark vision?
I do.
Dad doesn't.
Okay. Elder also does not, and he
Is he like Daredevil?
he yeah, he suggests someone figures out a quick way to remedy that issue, or seeing in the dark will not be very fun. Yamato, welcome to the stream. Yeah, absolutely. You can make funny comments or suggestions or whatever you want. Feel free to chat with everyone while we play. Hey, Video, welcome to the stream. Okay, so you guys enter the tunnel. You're standing with a statue to your right and a kind of passageway leading forward into a larger room. And it's all you.
Me and Chewie can probably lead the way, so we can see anything ahead of us before it becomes an issue. You guys can follow behind us.
Okay.
Just have one of them ready to light a torch in case we need it. Or do they need it to be able to see real quick? We do have a torch, I hope.
Anybody have a torch?
I think I do. Yeah, I got one that can light.
Okay. So I think you guys pretty easily could figure out a way to light that thing, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can light a torch. Who is going to be the person carrying that?
I'd say it'd have to be one of the two guys that can't see in the dark.
Okay.
Chad can carry it, or Elder.
Elder will probably elect to do it since Chad is swinging around a big old two-hander, right?
Yeah, two-handed, yeah,
okay.
For sure.
Elder also is like a two-handed weapon person with like a greatsword, but he also can cast spells, so he will put the sword away and just do the torch thing.
Oh yeah, so he could like put it away, cast it, and then the next turn, kind of.
Right.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Hey, thanks, Elder. I appreciate that. Now I can hit things with my Chad sword.
So now we'll say that everyone can just see about 60 feet away, so unless something crazy happens, you should all be covered. We'll just consider it normal light. I don't particularly like when people are like, oh, it's all dark, nobody can see anything. Like, there's nothing that you can do about it. Like, let's just get on with the adventure, I'll say. So you have a torch lit. Anything you guys would like to do before you move forward?
With the torch lit, we're no longer stealthed, right?
You are still stealthed in that you feel like you're being more, I guess, quiet and cautious than normal. Like, I would assume as long as you want to stay stealth, you're not like rushing forward and like stomping around, right?
No.
Right.
So you are giving off light, so anything that is paying attention can probably see that within range, but they won't like hear you coming around a corner, maybe, if you're trying to be careful.
All right.
Chad thinks something is wrong, and Chad wants to like do like a perception or like an inspect to like see if there's like anything like alive or like maybe like stirring in the shadows just beyond.
Sure. Roll a perception check, I guess. Firestar, thank you so much for those bits. Doing really well. Welcome to the stream.
Big bonus on that.
On your perception?
Mm.
Very nice. 17. So what exactly are you trying to pick up on as you look around here? You can
So like any signs of like life or life that was like just here, kind of like.
Sure, okay. So
What
you
seems like like alive.
you
I know
walk
they're coming
in
in and out.
you walk into this tunnel, and let's say you got about halfway down this entryway tunnel and realized it was too dark to go forward. You light the torch and you're kind of walking along, and you look down at the ground and you notice it's covered in this very fine, like shimmering purple dust. It looks like an ancient, like excavated cave, like the ground would be like a very flattened, hard dirt or stone surface, but the entire floor is, the stone or dirt of the floor is covered in this like purple crystalline dust, and it's everywhere. And as you look behind you on the path that you just walked down, you can see all of the four of you's footprints that you're leaving behind in this dust. But as you look on the path in front of you, you don't see any footprints leading in or out of this tunnel anywhere.
Shoot. We shouldn't be
Hey,
leaving
look, we're
footprints.
making footprints.
Great.
And then Chad proceeds to make a purple snow angel.
Oh, jeez.
Grandfather Hermit with the 7-month resub. Thank you so much, man. Welcome. So, Chad, you lay down and make a snow angel in the purple crystalline dust.
Oh yeah.
Okay. As you do that, you feel like
Oh, God.
you don't take any damage from this, but it kind of is like if you like drop a glass on the floor and it breaks, like you pick up all the big shards of glass, but like maybe a really really tiny little speck, like it kind of cuts you a little bit and it doesn't hurt. It's just like a poke.
Yeah.
You feel like that, like everywhere you touch this crystalline dust, it's like tiny little fragments of what looks like the same amethyst crystals that were growing on the statue as you walked in, like just coating this place in this fine, almost misty powder on the floor.
It tickles. Right, guys.
Chad, get up.
Okay. Like after like 4 minutes of everyone just like looking at me, dude, it's like, okay, no one's gonna join me. I fluff my cape up and just kind of like just like in one kind of like big like
as
shoulder puff.
your billowy cape billows, it kind of like sets up a cloud of these particles in the air and kind of clears away a little bit of the like dust angel you made on the floor, and you can see some of the footprints kind of scatter a little bit, but other than that, nothing particularly exciting happens.
I billow
Looking back.
extra hard at like them and like their eyes for not joining me. Like it goes into their eyes, and then I put on my shades and I kind of just like cross my arms and just kind of nod my head.
Right.
Looking back at the pathway, do I think if I went back and used my blanket to make billing, like, how should I say this? Make wind with my blanket and scatter the dust so it'll cover our footprints, would that work?
You can certainly try.
I'll go back to where we start seeing the footprints
Okay.
and do that and meet back up to where we're at and keep doing that.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of spend a couple minutes and clear out the pathway that you got in here, and as you go, you like are kind of shifting the air and trying to make it look like the dust like naturally settled here, and you can tell like the footprints are gone. It kind of just looks like you're leaving a path, like a bit of like a straight trail instead of footprints, but it looks less disturbed than the just bunch of footprints did, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
Looks a little better than you thought it did before.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for.
Okay.
I'm gonna move about 15 feet deeper into the cave.
Okay, right about to the edge of the tunnel here.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, you move on up. Everybody else follows behind. I'm assuming Elder certainly does.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, you get to the edge of this entrance tunnel, and you can see the rest of the room kind of unfold in front of you. Let me make sure that it's all cleared out here. And in this room, you can see it's mostly clear, and it's this stone with the dust covering it. Off on one side of the room, you can see one of these carts that the snake men have been carting these statues around. You can see a couple of raised up like wooden platforms that currently have these statues sitting on them, and a pulley system to like load them onto the cart. You can assume to bring them out. This is like maybe like a staging area to get them ready for shipment or whatever you would assume. You don't appear to see anything else in this room. Let me double check here. You can just see off to the right, there's a tunnel that also like the one that you just came in, about 20 feet wide, 10 or 15 feet tall, just kind of goes off into the darkness to the right, and the same to the left of the room. You do see in this room the dust looks a little bit more disturbed, where these statues are resting and kind of where the carts have moved around a lot. There are some kind of movement tracks, and into the left side tunnel entrance, the one that goes out of the room to the left, you can see distinct pathways and prints in the dust going out of the room that way. And from the right side of the room coming in, you can see more prints and cart path, like wheel prints and stuff like that, coming into the room from your right.
Well, we know they're shuttling these statues in and out, so there really isn't a way to avoid running into one of these groups. So we just kind of have to pick a way. It's probably best to avoid the statues at all costs as well.
We group together. He said.
Elder agrees. He says, I would rather not split up.
Yes, definitely do.
Yeah, let's clear out one side.
That's exactly
if
what
we need to
Chad
double
said.
back.
Stay together.
Okay.
Right is right.
Right is right.
That is right.
So right it is.
All right.
See, I was right.
You guys gonna just... How are you heading off here?
Same formation, I guess. At least one somebody with dark vision. I'll lead the way.
Okay. Let me...
I don't really want to get near those statues and set them off.
Okay. Make a... As you get about halfway across this little wall towards the other tunnel entrance here, make a perception check, Darrow.
Boy.
Oh.
Okay, as you guys are like still, I'm guessing, like being as quiet and undisruptive as you can, you are heading towards the right tunnel, and you see you look at the statue, like you're kind of paying attention to it, and you're like, all right guys, we should try to avoid those things as much as possible. You see out of the corner of your eye what looks like it might have moved. It's like the creepy paintings that follow you with their eyes, and you look over at it, and it just looks like a statue.
Baby Chewy, you can kind of keep an eye on those things. A lot of times they won't do anything if something's watching.
Okay. I mean, watch.
I guess we're like in a platoon, eyes forward, eyes back.
All right, so somebody's gonna keep watch on one of those as you advance.
Yes.
Okay.
I will.
Okay. So everyone gets up to the next entrance here, and as you come ahead, you see another very short little tunnel that is kind of the same as the one you came in on. And then it opens up into this larger room. And as you get there, it almost illuminates in front of you. And it seems like it's like a normally lit room in front of you. And you can see it kind of reveal itself as you get closer to the entrance. And I need to... Let me see. I'll actually have you guys do it. One of you, I don't care who, but only one of you, so you guys can decide which one. Roll a d12 for me. So you guys choose the leader amongst yourself or whoever you want it to be, and you roll a d12.
For just a regular D12?
Yeah.
All right, Chad will do it.
Yeah, Chad.
Roll the
All right.
D12.
Yeah, no bonuses, no anything. D12. All right.
Nice.
10. Cool. Nothing happens. You guys continue on your way. You continue walking down this hallway, and everything seems quiet. You haven't seemed to run into anyone yet. You've seen, like I said earlier, people coming in and out of this, but you kind of were a little cautious with your hiding before you entered the cave system, and you waited until you felt like you didn't see anyone else going in or out, and you kind of picked your spot to sneak in. And you get to this big room, and as it unfolds in front of you, you see this really large chamber open up, and there are huge pits in the ground that are probably 10 feet across, and they seem to have this strange aura about them. They have like this purplish mist that's kind of floating above them, and you can't really see into them. And you walk into the room to the entrance, and you can see that it carries on pretty far and actually goes, I don't know, maybe you can see that it's probably 40 or 50 feet across with all of these pits, and it turns and continues going on up to the north, and you can see more pits and a little bridge in the middle of the room that carries across one of the pits, and then it keeps going. And across the room you can see one more statue kind of just sitting on the side against the wall with these open pits in front of it. And then you also see, as you enter, let me see here, get the creature pulled up. 1 second, guys. Where'd it go? Here we go. Oh, not that big.
Oh my
god. Not that big, I promise. Okay. So on the side of one of these pits, and unnoticing you, there is like one of these snake creatures, a half humanoid on top, half snake on bottom. What looks like a female that is kind of peering over the side of one of these pits, and you can see is kind of fidgeting with something, and looks over the side of the pit, appears to maybe mess with some of the stuff that they have on their person, and then slowly make their way over to another one, do the same thing. What would you guys like to do?
I'm curious what's in these pits. I wonder.
I don't think we
Sneak
should,
up on her and grab her.
I don't think we should start attacking. I think we should try talking.
Yeah, but we don't know if they're under a spell or not. I don't know. This is kind of weird.
Ad wants to push that snake lady into the hole.
Well, wasn't there half part elf, part snakes out there? Maybe there's something.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's somebody, maybe from the village, but we have no idea how many of these snake people actually live here. Could be rival villages, bro.
So I need you guys to make another stealth check, every one of you, please.
Okay.
All right. So as you are all kind of standing here deciding what to do about this person that's walking around or slithering around, it kind of it stops for a second, and like when you hear a little bit of a faint noise and you kind of stop and like tilt your ear towards it, and then carries back on, uh, shifts around and goes to another one of the pits, kind of slithers across, and now you can see she pulls out a little like component pouch like any like spellcaster type person would have normally, filled with all the components and reagents that they need to cast spells, and she pulls out a little purple crystal like the one you saw on the statue, and kind of mutters a few words you can't really hear for you're so far away. You can hear that she whispers some words, and this crystal glows, and she just drops it into the pit, and it disappears into this kind of purple fog. And then she also picks out what looks like, from where you are, a couple like scraps of food or something, and throws it into the pit as well, and then keeps repeating this process at each one of these pits as you're all standing here observing. What would you guys like to do?
Is she feeding something? Maybe there's still dragons here. I think we should grab her ass
Yeah.
and interrogate her.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to sneak up behind her.
Okay.
Who's got the highest dex? I think.
I probably have the high sex.
I got a 17 dex.
That's
But
all
you
I
need
then.
good strength to grapple her.
Yeah, I have negative strength, so yeah.
Yeah.
I have a 14 strength.
Elder
Go ahead.
is 14 strength, or 14 dex, 18 strength.
All you
Problem is, I gotta
It might have to be Chad.
you gotta sneak there. You gotta sneak and get there before she can. Yeah. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
You want me to go over to the nice little snake lady and you want me to grab her? I'm the only one who can do it.
What's your dex and strength, Chad?
I'll do it.
I'm very dexterous, and I used to be a gladiator before you even knew me.
Are you a quiet gladiator?
I have a
Quietest.
10-foot reach with my arms.
How do you think I killed so many people?
That is true. Chewie has a 10-foot reach with his bugbear stature. He's very huge.
10 foot. Go, Chewie. Chad, back him up.
All right, you guys both gonna sneak in there?
I'm just gonna gang up on her.
All right.
All right.
So, as you guys are doing this, Elder like sees that this room is now like illuminated enough that he kind of extinguishes the torch and like preps himself, like he's standing in like a ready position watching you two giant people try to sneak up on this lady. And let's see, which way would you like to go here, since she's like in this kind of pocket between all of the pits here?
You said the pits are 10 foot wide?
Yeah.
Oof.
Chad can easily clear that in the jump.
Yeah, but can you stealth it and jump at the same time?
You could try.
Well, if you do it at the same time, like going around, it wouldn't really matter, right? I mean, it's pitch fucking black in here. She's gonna get scared the second she hears anything. So if someone's close enough to grab her, I think we'll be okay.
Okay, I'll do the jump if you want to go around. I got a 40 speed.
All right.
Okay.
So
I'll jump the one pit, land in that small area, and jump again. Try to grab her.
Oh, okay. So you want to go like here, here?
She'll hear you land the first time.
Yeah. I'll try it.
Okay. Chad, where are you going while this is going down?
I was gonna run and grab her and sneak, but I think he'll
Well,
trigger him before I get
Before
to
we
it.
do this, are they elf enough to be resistant to charm spells?
How would you know?
I don't know. Should have asked her. Flirting with her. Well, I definitely charmed her. Maybe she's not.
All right, so Chad, what are you doing while this is going down?
I guess I'll just sneak up on her.
All right, specifically.
Grab her.
Okay, right now you are on the left side of these pits. How would you like to
grab her? The one pathway that you can go and grab her without jumping.
Okay, so you both get like Chewie. You launch yourself and jump over this pit. I'm assuming since you can reach 10 feet, you could probably jump 10 feet with no major issues.
Okay.
Literally will.
Chad, you get to the end of the pathway, and I think the fairest way I can think to do this is just to make her make a perception check to see if she can tell that you guys are coming, even though you're trying to sneak here. And I'll just continue to use the stealth rolls that you guys used. So you get there, and as you're both like rounding, like Chad, you're rounding the corner around this pit, and Chewie, you launch yourself to jump again. She looks up to like look what the heck is going on. She hears something. I think she probably heard Chewie land, and begins to let out this shriek, and you can see this like one of the crystals that she had grabbed out of the bag to drop in this next pit falls on the ground and starts to like bubble with this purple dust, and she is starting to like, you can see she's about to let out this scream, and one of you, I'm assuming, is going to try to grab her, and that will be initiative.
Yeah, I'll try to grab her.
Okay, roll initiative, everybody. So we're going to have it'll be like this. There we go.
Oh, just a bad thought.
Well, let me write down everybody's initiatives here. Is Chad, is yours the 11?
11, yeah.
Cool. Right. Get the stat block pulled up here. So, Chewie, roll your strength check to grapple, which will be contested by the snake's strength. Jesus, okay.
No, it's Chewy.
You successfully grapple this snake creature. And let's see who is up first. Darrow, you're up first. As you see all this go down, you see Chad and Chewie charge over here and grapple this snake creature who emits this large shriek. You see the amethyst drop from her hand onto the ground and start bubbling up, and you see that it turns into, let me see here, it turns into a little swarm of baby snakes on the ground next to her.
Step quick.
And Darrow, you're up, my man.
gonna get. I'm gonna get one space away from.
From where?
Move directly, basically one next to Chewie, not next to him, but one away.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we want to try to keep her from shutting? Do we want to shut her up?
Can I have a free action to say yell something at her?
Sure.
Just want to question you. Don't want to hurt.
You hear a reply. Do any of you speak Abyssal or Draconic?
You just check real
I don't
quick.
remember, honestly. I don't know.
I'm sure.
Oh, I speak Draconic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Chad, you should probably speak Draconic, right? So you hear this this strange, like slithery tongue speak, and you hear it in like your native language, but it's in like this is the equivalent of like a really fancy person hearing someone from the South talk, like a real hillbilly Southern accent. Like a snake to a dragon would be like, oh my god, what? Don't even use my language, right?
Don't even have legs.
And this snake says like, you're disrupting the spawning. How dare you enter this place? This shall be the last thing that you see. And it emits this like horrible shriek. And let me see here. Who rolled the D12 last time? Was it Chad?
I rolled D11 for initiative.
I meant the D12 when I had one of you guys roll.
Oh, I rolled the D12.
Yeah, all right. Do it again, please.
All right.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You're good. Darrow, your turn still.
I'm gonna cast suggestion on her.
Suggestion?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, please be quiet and don't fight. Those should be fine. It's not putting her in direct harm.
Does suggestion require a saving throw or anything, or is it just automatically work? Also, is it a cantrip?
No, this is a spell.
It's a first level spell.
Second level.
Second level, really? Wisdom save?
Yeah.
Okay. Nat 1. So yeah, it is suggested. And what did you suggest? Just to be quiet?
Be quiet and don't fight us.
Okay. Will you link suggestion in the chat real quick? Okay. Creature you can see within range. You suggest a course of activity and magically influence a creature you can see. You can't ask the creature to stab itself. That makes sense.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to try that.
Let me see.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
I believe it works. This creature is not like immune to charm. I was just looking to see like if it's like cast on a just straight up enemy like that wants to kill you. If you could just be like, be my friend.
But I have friend. That's a cantrip, and I can't do that.
Right, but this one it seems like. So you said be quiet and don't fight us.
Yeah.
I think it works. Yeah. Yeah. She shuts up and is in Chewie's grasp, and kind of goes silent and looks like not like she's like happy about doing this. Like it's like a dog that's afraid and kind of just like shying away from you, but still grappled by this giant bugbear here.
I guess we can let her go, probably, Chewie. She seems to be pretty docile.
You sure?
I mean, you can just choke her I mean, your next.
Oh, I don't want to choke her.
I think we should probably. Well, the spell only works if we're not harming her, and if she considers to grapple or harm, then we should probably.
Okay, I'll put her down.
I guess I'll end right there.
Okay, so Darrow, you end your turn, and Chewie, now it's your turn. You're still grappling her. You can end the grapple if you so choose.
I'll end the grapple and ask, who spoke Draconic? Chad?
Chad, yeah.
Chad, ask her what this place is.
Okay.
I mean, just a thought.
Do you do that, Chad?
Yeah.
What does Chad sound like when he's speaking Draconic? Is he like,
Yeah, you definitely have to speak it.
I'm not saying, like, speak Draconic. I'm just saying, like, does Chad have, like, a very distinguished, like, Draconic accent? Is this something that he does often? Like, does his family speak Draconic?
I unfortunately can't mimic it, but that's just because it sounds exact. It's supposed to just kind of just be like a dragon screech, like a roar.
Right.
It's just like it's a series of roars, kind of like cat meows. Like there's no like really difference in sound. It's just like they all mean different things.
Right. Exactly.
And his just sounds exactly like a T-Rex.
Cool. It's just like ridiculously like.
Yeah, not some like slithery thing. It's just like.
Right, so that makes sense. So like when you heard this snake creature like talking, like for whatever reason you could understand the language, but it was like this slithery thing. So you're like, oh, that's disgusting. Like that is not the beautiful like shrieking language of the dragons.
Oh, hell no! I need to hear those shrieking all night.
So do you say anything?
What was I supposed to tell her again? Just like
whatever you want. Use your own words. Yeah.
Stop. Like what? Tell us what you're spawning, or else I'm gonna shove you in that hole.
Probably should threaten her. If she feels harmed, the spell's gonna break.
Well,
is that how it works? Is that how it works? If she feels?
Oh, not feel.
No.
If you damage her.
Yeah, she has to be harmed.
Damage her emotionally.
So if
actually hurt her.
So if she actually takes damage, or if you guys tell her to do something that would be obviously harmful. Okay, that makes sense. So you ask like what she's spawning and what's going on here and whatnot. She answers like very sharply and briefly, and like you can tell that this is being compelled out of her because she's under this charm spell. And you see that she's like pained to say this, but she says, "You have entered the lair of the witch captain Saragon. This is her brood. You will never leave, and you can throw me into these pits all you want. They're only here to kill you." And as she says that, the little baby snake kind of charges at Chad, hearing him shriek in the greater Draconic, and it's not just one little baby snake; it's like a swarm of snakes.
Yeah, or also just like be like like a critter.
Yeah, exactly. It's the actual creature in like the monster manual is swarm of snakes, and this creature can actually occupy the same space as another person, and it slithers up and kind of balls itself in this big swarm around Chad's feet. And Chewie, it is still technically your turn. You let go of your grapple. You see the swarm of little snakes attacking Chad, and the like snake caretaker that you saw kind of going around the pits and who has now seemed to be not aggressive is just kind of standing there watching timidly.
Well, I'm not hurting her if I attack the snakes.
Sure.
I'll attack the snakes.
Okay, they are swarmed around Chad in his same space. How would you like to do this?
So if I hit them, I hit him.
I'm not sure.
uh, um, okay, I'll try that. I'm gonna smack one with or the horde of snakes with my staff.
Okay, you can hit from 10 feet away, right?
Yep.
Okay, I think
I'll move over one to the left, up.
right to
Or
like
no,
right there.
No. Hold on. No, top. Can I move to the top, the corner above the snake lady?
Yeah, if you go like boom, boom, like.
One more over. I'm gonna stay 10 feet away from the snake.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
There you go. I'm gonna use that advantage.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I think what we'll do, just to like home rule your 10 feet thing, like
Okay.
I'll let you do 10 feet like straight in a line away from you, but not like diagonally. You know what I mean? Like you can't go forward and diagonal. Like that seems a little too crazy. Like you could be hitting people around corners and stuff.
Okay.
So 10 feet in a straight line in any direction is fine with me. So you're 10 feet away from this little swarm of snakes that's kind of surrounding Chad and trying to start nip at his legs and stuff.
Yep.
You're going to try to swing with the staff?
10.
Okay. You take a swing and you try to hit one of the little, what look like the same type of snake as the like lower half of this creature's body is like these little snakes. They're kind of all green and purple with these like bands that go around them. Like if you've ever seen like king snakes and stuff that have different colored bands, these ones are all like green and purple alternating. And you swing at one of them and you try to hit one of their heads as it goes to bite Chad, and you whack Chad in the leg. So roll your damage.
What did his DC come into effect though? Or AC, I mean?
So your AC is like not. It's I don't know how to explain how this is gonna work. Like your AC is your defensive abilities when you are in combat, trying to not take damage from something fighting you.
Right. But he's letting Chewie hit him.
Well, he doesn't have an option. Chewie like is swinging, trying to hit these snakes, and like it's like if someone like swung a baseball bat at a snake and hit you in the shin with it. like they didn't try to hit you in the shin, but it happened. So you're not going to take the full damage. So Chewie rolled a 7. So Chad, you take 3 bludgeoning damage.
I look like her, Chad.
Yeah, it probably stings your shin a little bit.
You should hit me, hit the snakes and not me.
As you swing at those things and you hit Chad, the snake creature kind of lets out this like slithering laugh, but also like laughs and kind of tries to shriek at you, but is still being like compelled to be quiet, but says like don't damage the brood, you mere mortals, or something like that.
I do have an extra attack.
Okay.
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, she's like
smack the one in the head that spoke to me.
She what?
Sorry, go ahead.
What'd you say, Chad?
By the way, guys, she's like spotting stuff. She said.
She's spotting.
Spotting stuff.
Spawning. You said spawning?
Yeah, and she says there's nothing we can do.
Yeah. I assume that's what the snakes are, right?
No, something else.
It's something else.
Well, maybe in his little holes. Maybe it's in beyond the cave. I don't know. It's something.
Okay, I'm gonna do a mark on arm strike. Does a 15 hit the snake?
Yeah. So this time you go for your punch. You see the quarterstaff was a little bit too slow. You go for your big bugbear smash and you hit one for 9 damage, and one of the little tiny snakes that you're aiming at takes a blow to the head and kind of withers away and dies, and the swarm seems a little bit smaller. but it's still swarming around Mr. Chad there. Anything else from you there, Chewy?
That's it.
Okay. Let's see who is up. It is the snake lady's turn. She is not being aggressive. She doesn't have a turn, so it's the little snake swarm's turn. It's going to try to bite Chad. One creature in the swarm's space on hit, so let me see. 21 AC against Chad, I'm assuming will hit you. So take 7 piercing damage, please. And then make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh boy.
All right. Now take 14 poison damage as well.
Oh my god.
Oh, crap.
And as these little snakes kind of bite into you, and also to be sure, like before you guys started, everyone started at full health and everything, right? You guys were all good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So as these little snakes kind of like bite into you and sink their little teeth into you, you feel this venom come out of them and start to course through you, and you feel like slightly physically ill, but it mostly is just like stinging, burning pain in the site where they bite you, and they're just nipping at you constantly. And it is Elder's turn. He's going to move. I guess the pit's kind of like right here. He'll just be on the other side of the pits, and let me see if he will cast a spell or anything like that. I'm assuming you guys still don't want anyone to attack the lady.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, she's under that for like 8 hours or something like that.
Okay.
You can leave her here.
Elder will call out to you, Chad. Do you want some help, or do you got this? He doesn't want to attack those things with fear of damaging you unless you want him to do so.
Kill him, I guess.
Okay. Elder is going to cast Magic Missile. How do I roll? Hang on.
It just they 3 missile. What level? How many missiles you got?
I have 3, I
There's
think,
a lot.
right? It's like regular magic missile.
3 at regular level, yeah.
Do they just automatically hit? It's a saving throw, right?
No, it's automatically hit. That is one of the only things that automatically hit and no saving in the game.
Really?
And you get 3 of them.
Damn, I had no idea. Cool. So he fires off the old magic missile. That's amazing. I didn't know it did that.
By the way, you're forgetting something.
Oh, yes. Okay, awesome. I'm excited to show you guys. So, Dr. Feargood has been so kind. He provided me with the code for all these awesome new abilities that we can do on the stream now. So if you guys would turn your attention to the stream, or I guess the page here on Roll20, we have actual animations for abilities now. So when Chad uses his Frost Breath, we can animate that on the stream. Or if Darrow uses Thunder Wave or Cure Wounds, or Heat Metal, or any of his spells, we have these really cool animated little effects. So Elder casts Magic Missile, and they're all targeting the snake, and they all blast over there. There's some of them are cooler than others, but it's pretty awesome that we have little animations now. And the snakes take 4, 8, 12 damage. And you can see that they're all pretty banged up now, and they're starting to wither away, and they look like they're in a little bit of trouble health wise. And it's Chad's turn.
Finally, Chad's gonna be like, "Get these dang ugly dragons off me!" And then he kind of picks and shoos them away at his feet, and I think, can I do a disengage?
Yeah, you can move out of the space that they're in, and they won't they're not attached to you. They'll stay in the same space that they're in.
Okay, can I disengage and then use Frost Breath on the old boys since they're cold-blooded?
Did I think earlier in the campaign, did I rule that you could do Frost Breath as a bonus action?
I think you might have.
I think I did, because
that's up to you to say now.
to
I can't remember.
to disengage, you do have to use your action to do
The
that.
full action, right? Yeah.
But I think I said earlier, like, I think this should be a thing that you can do anyways. I think it's one of the things that they need to change about Dragonborn, or whatever.
F weapon? Yeah, I agree, because it's like, it's a full action, and lots of time it's like you only get one to
And it's
recharge.
super, like, underpowered anyways. It's not that good, so...
I only get these once, and then I have to rest.
So yeah, you can definitely like use it as a bonus action if you want.
So I'm just gonna hop back and then behind, like next to the lady,
like right
and then
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like try and like freeze him and be like, "You think you're so cool? Check how cool Chad is."
Okay.
And then I just kind of give him a little taste of the
Do
breath.
they make a con save? Is that how it works?
Let me see.
Some type of save, maybe Dex.
Constitution saving throw. It's 8 plus my Constitution modifier, which is 1.
So a 9.
9.
You don't get your proficiency bonus on that? It would say if you do.
No,
that sucks. Man, they need to fix the frost.
I know. I've always thought about that, like breath weapons. Like, I want to make a breath weapon cannon. No.
All right. Well, let's see what happens. Their Constitution is +0 because they're just tiny little snakes. So let's see.
What's a 50-50?
12.
Damn.
Do they still take damage?
They still take damage.
Okay.
It's just half as much damage.
So check out the screen. You can see your frost breath here.
Nice.
I don't know if you saw it. I'll do it again because it's awesome.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
So 2d6. So roll your damage and then they take half of it, right?
All right. So 8. So then they take 4.
They take 4. Very nice. And they cry out in baby Draconic and say, "We're cold."
Yeah, you like that? Ugly worms.
Back to Darrow, I believe, and the woman is getting more and more annoyed and saying, like, "Release me from this spell. You're killing the brood of the witch captain."
I'll say it back to her, like, "This isn't a spell. You were always like this." This is what you've always known. You just like had a really bad night last night, and you're just kind of getting over it now.
Yeah, you're hungover.
She just looks like confused as hell.
Yeah, it's okay. I was confused. I was in your shoes too, but it's okay. We're here to help you through.
All right, Darrow, it's all you. Take your time.
How does a cone work again?
A cone? Is it a 15-foot cone?
60-foot cone.
60-foot cone?
60-foot cone.
Jesus. Okay. Well, it's just like a big triangle 60 feet in front of you. So, like, look at Elder right now on the screen.
Okay.
That what just flew out of him was like a 15-foot cone, so twice as big as that.
I'm not gonna do that, dude. I don't know. I guess I'll walk up to the staves and poke.
You will what? Sorry.
Repair. I'm gonna go poke the snakes with my repair.
Okay. I'm gonna say that like to the left of you guys is where the pits are at, so you could go to like right here.
Yeah, that's
Is that fair? Okay. Roll to hit. 15 hits. They are AC 14. Okay. They're writhing around, and there's only a couple of them left, and they look like they're pretty beat up.
the snakes to die already. End my turn.
Chewy, it's all you.
So, who's in front of me now?
Darrow is in front of you.
Okay, Darrow. Okay, I reach over Darrow and smack the
All right.
staff.
Roll to hit. All right, you hit him.
Oh,
All right.
low damage.
You reach over with your quarterstaff and slam it down, and you hit two at once, and they both flatten out and both wither and die. And the swarm has been defeated. And you see the snake hybrid woman kind of like slump down, like upset, and begin to like weep in this like low, quiet, shrieking
Didn't I tell you to be
weep.
quiet?
And she's trying to maintain her quiet composure, but she's like furious looking and crying and freaking out.
All right, kiddo. It's time for you to answer some questions.
So we're back to this. And it's about like that, I would say. Just going to put you guys all facing the right way. So you said it's about time to answer some questions. She seems to be cooperative. What would you like to ask?
What are you guys doing here exactly?
I'm just like translating back and forth.
Right, sure. So,
just to be clear, she's not half elvish, right? She's just half snake.
doesn't appear to be. Like, kind of looked similar to the people that you met in the village before. Like, maybe they were at one point, but she's mutated, and like the top half is some type of humanoid, but they look a little bit more like if the people in the village that you met had continued to like evolve into these like snake creatures. This is kind of what that would look like.
All right. So just closer to Chad then.
As Chad translates and says, like, what are you people doing here? She says, I've explained already. This is the brood of the witch captain Sarrigan.
Okay, but what does that have to do with the statues and the armed guys outside?
They are all the brood of the witch captain Sarrigan.
They're not all snakes.
Not yet.
Okay.
About the statues.
Don't
About
say
the
that.
statues.
She says, what about the statues?
Why are they being shipped? What are they?
You are not privileged enough to know that information. Nor am I.
Do you have some type of deal with the outsiders, or you guys just mutual agreement? Like, what's going on with them?
Which outsiders do you mean?
The newcomers to the island, besides us, the guys outside with the encampment.
They are Sarrigan's brood.
What does that mean exactly?
You are Sarrigan's brood as well. You just don't know it.
Not really, though.
She just keeps answering in this same like cryptic sort of way.
What is in the pits? What's going on in the pits?
She says, they are the spawning. Look for yourself. And as she says that and Chad like translates it back, you realize that since you came into the room, none of you have like actually tried to look into the pits yet.
Yeah. We look in the pits. I do.
Oh, looking at that.
Roll a investigation, whoever decides to look. Elder will also like lean over and look in finally.
With Chad, as like he watches everyone else, he like slowly peeks.
Everybody looks over. Chad, you can roll investigate as well, please. Let me see. So as you all look over, Chewy, you look over first and you kind of like peer quite a while, and you see all of the purple crystals that she had been pulling out of the component pouch and like whispering some sort of spell on and dropping them into the pit. Each one of these pits has that crystal in it, like floating, just suspended towards the bottom on this thin layer of this purple mist and fog that is filling these pits. and it's just suspended in the air, like close to the bottom, and you can't see anything else. The bottom seems to have like a thicker, maybe like a foot from the bottom, you can see like a thicker layer of this mist. The pits appear to be about 10 feet deep, but you can't really see the bottom because of the fog and mist that's swirling around in there.
Can I kind of reach down and roll my staff around to try to?
So you like reach over the edge with your staff and try to like poke the bottom with your staff?
Or not necessarily poke the bottom, but try to. You said there's a mist. Can I use the staff to swirl the mist around to clear it out a little?
Okay. You reach the staff down into the mist, and how so you think that it looks like the pit is about 10 feet deep. How far like are you putting your arm into it? Not a loaded question at all.
Well, the quarter staff's what? They're 10 feet, or
I don't know if a quarter staff is 10 feet long. Yeah, probably 6 or 8.
Yeah, I just want to make sure how far I can put my hand in there.
As you're kind of like investigating this,
I'll put my hand down to the edge of the pit, no further.
Okay. As you're like doing this calculation, the snake lady like whispers at Chad, like, just jump in.
Why don't you jump in?
With that, she takes the suggestion and she dives into the pit behind you guys and disappears.
Son of a bitch.
And
that problem is solved.
And Chewie, you reach your staff down and you reach down to the edge of the pit. And how long did you say the quarterstaffs are?
I didn't find it.
Okay, let's say that they're 8 feet. So you swirl it around in the mist and you don't hit anything other than the walls of the pit. And it swirls around a little. The upper kind of top 80% of the pit you can see clearly. It's just an open pit with smooth stone walls. But the bottom, about foot or so, you can't see past this layer of fog at the bottom, and the staff doesn't hit the bottom. But when you pull it out, the like condensation that is stuck on the staff from this mist, you can see is like this dripping green liquid, and it hits the ground and like bubbles up like acid.
Okay.
Well, we're just gonna assume she's dead.
I take a strip of my clothing.
Transformed into a horrible beast, but we'll find out about that later.
I take a strip of my clothing and clean my staff off. I'll touch it.
Well, if she comes back, she won't fight us, so.
And we'll find out if your staff turns into a horrible beast. Then we'll know.
You take a strip of cloth and wipe the staff off, and the cloth kind of like dissolves in your hand, and this you get all the stuff off the staff. It was just like dew. It just kind of dripped off, and it's all good now. Your staff is your staff made out of wood?
I think it's wood and metal.
Okay, the wooden parts seem a little bit more like weathered and worn down than they were before.
Okay,
so
I think I have a torch out and light it and toss it in the pits.
Okay.
You're in a vat of gas. We're all gonna die.
Yeah. Which one would you like to do this to?
Not the one where she jumped in. That would hurt.
No, do that.
Then that charm would go away. I'll do it the one to the right of me.
Okay. You light a torch and toss it in, and you see it kind of go seep through the mist, and it looks like it ignites a little bit, like just in like the foot radius around the torch, kind of like evaporates the mist around it, and then it sinks through the foot layer of fog at the bottom of the pit and disappears.
Yeah, there's no way we're going down there.
Yeah, I ain't going in there.
When the torch falls through the mist, the purple crystal that was floating in there, it begins to glow a little bit, and the mist from the bottom starts to rise up. And it rises up in this same like 10-foot wide circular shape all the way up to the ceiling. And you look down, and the pit is now empty of mist, and the crystal is still suspended there. And there's another one of the swarm of baby snakes on the ground underneath the crystal that are now awake and kind of writhing around.
Chewie, can you reach that crystal? Grab it. Grab it, Chewie. Grab it.
How far is that crystal away from the edge of the pit?
It's in the middle of it, so it's maybe 5 feet across and then 10 feet down. So
Okay, not happening.
it's about 15 feet down in the pit, and it's floating about a foot above another one of those little swarms of snakes.
Yeah, well, let's get out of here. I guess you really meant the brood, as in brood of snakes. That's a huge snake.
It's just like on the bottom in there. I didn't mean to make it that big.
And it was around me for a minute. I said, "Oh crap!"
So I have to gather these pits are full of snake eggs that are brought to maturity by the purple crystal, and a little bit of food.
Might be a good assumption to make.
Oh no, I mean, it's not much to be done, right? That's not why we're here, exactly. Anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe the crystals are just hungry for food, and then when they eat all the food, they poop out snakes.
Elder likes that idea, and he says, "Yeah, we should try to get one of those crystals and see if we can make snakes."
Yeah, I want a crystal, and I want to poop snakes out of it.
Okay.
I want to feed it like my little baby.
Elder runs around to where Chad is at, and he's like, "All right, Chad, let's try to get one of these things."
Do you want me to like hold you by the ankles, or you want me to like toss you, or you want me to? What do you want? What do you want to do? You want to cast a spell and I jump in? What do you got? What do you got up your sleeve, Elder?
Let me see what he would have that he can do. So, Elder, you guys would know this in game, like not as meta as I'll say it, but he's an Eldritch Knight, which is a fighter that can also cast like low-level wizard spells. So he's like a heavy armor guy he's like heavy armor Chad, but with some spells. And he can create a bonfire, cast mage hand, yeah, exactly. Mage hand, charm person, magic missile, shield, and witch bolt. So I guess he would probably like say like I could try to grab one with my mage hand.
Can you grab the crystal too?
That's what he meant. He was not going to grab a snake for sure.
Oh, okay.
He's like, unless you guys want one of the snakes, I guess we should try to do that.
We leave the snakes down there.
Okay. Yeah, so he comes over to this side that is already like cleared out of the mist stuff and pops this mage hand into existence, which is like a magical embodiment of a hand that's floating in air that you can kind of direct with your magic. If you guys have never seen that spell before, it's a cantrip, and all it can do is like the hand can move around and interact with stuff. So he reaches down and attempts to scoop up this crystal, and he grabs it in the mage hand and pulls it back up and catches it in his real hand, and the mage hand disappears, and the crystal stops glowing as soon as it's in contact with the hand, and the snake in the bottom just continues slithering around like they didn't seem like anything special happened to them. And he looks it over and is like, well, it just looks like an amethyst to me. Maybe they are casting some sort of special spell on it to grow the snakes or something. I have never seen anything like this before. And he just holds up the gem and like hands it to one of you guys, whoever, Chad, I guess, since you guys were talking about it together. And he like flips it over to you like he flips a coin, and you can catch it in your hand and see that it just looks like an amethyst like gemstone.
Yeah, maybe they got some hoodoo juju and it works extra special in these purple gems. Maybe that's why they're here instead of somewhere else.
That would make sense. Make a history check, actually. Any one of you that just heard Chad say that can make a history check. Nice. So as Chad says, like, maybe it works better on these purple gems and like they're just casting spells or something. Chewy and Chad, you both kind of like converse about it for a second, like what you both know about the history of like specific gemstones and stuff. And Darrow, you even chime in that you have that amethyst like gemstone dragon egg, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
you all recall hearing in the past that like in the ancient age of the gemstone dragons, the amethyst dragons were like the most powerful magically, and the like the channelers of like the evil magic.
Hey, let me see that thing there.
Wait 1 second. I have one more thing to do before I hand them off to you. And I say him really loudly, and then I pull out one of my rations and I start like shoving it, trying to shove it into like the crystal to like feed it.
You're trying to like put the food into the crystal.
Yeah, I'm like going like, here's the plane, except I'm just like shoving it right in.
A
Like,
gigantic snake pops out. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it doesn't appear to do anything, but the food kind of mashes into it and gets it all greasy, and then you hand it over to Darrow.
here you go.
I guess I take my egg off of my hip. I guess I've had it on my hip this entire time.
Okay.
I don't know how big it is. How big is it approximately?
The dragon egg?
Yeah.
It's pretty big. It's like the size of your head, maybe even bigger.
I guess it's on my back.
Okay.
I flip that around and hit the crystal up to it and see if anything happens.
You don't see anything happen, but you can compare them side by side. Like, you can tell the egg is like not just solid amethyst, like it's an actual, like there's something else to it. It's an egg, you know? The amethyst is just a solid gemstone, but they look about the same. Like they're both, you can tell that is what this stone is it's amethyst. And you would guess with your knowledge that they're the same material and they look about the same color, and you could make a connection there somehow.
So here's a wild speculation, guys. I'm gonna assume these snake people are somehow descended from the ancient dragons that used to live here, and this is the ancient dragons' breeding ground, right? And they're making more of these little snake babies with the crystals because they're full of magic powers. And this Saren, was it?
Sarragon?
Sarragon is probably a big snake thing, and it wants more snake things, which means we got to stop Snake Man or Woman, because
So
snakes.
let's do it right now. Let's go to the snake woman.
While you guys are all conversing about this, I need all of you to make a perception check for me.
What was that?
I didn't catch it.
Everyone make a perception check while you're standing around and kind of discussing what you've learned so far. Okay, and let me check one thing really quick. Okay. I need you all to roll initiative.
We stood long too long.
Let me get everything resituated here. And hopefully you guys don't mind this. If you want to do it a different way, we can. I'm just going back and forth to the like individual battle map just to make things easier for running the game, you know what I mean? Like we could run the combat on the like world map if you want, but this is much easier for me to keep everything separate, and I think it's totally fine as long as you guys can just kind of pretend a little bit that you're still in the same spot, you know what I mean?
That's fine. It clarifies a lot of stuff.
Okay. So everyone rolled initiative. Let me get something really quick.
And we all rolled sucky.
Oh, good.
If you let me go first, Chad, I'll cure wounds you. I know you're probably a little hurt.
Okay.
So
What's
you're
that?
all standing around chatting about the amethyst stones and everything like that, and you see from the side of the room, like you were all in between the pits, and on the side of the wall there was a statue there when you came into the room. And while you were all talking, none of you noticed it kind of like slowly crept around behind you guys. And
How did we miss a goddamn statue?
well, your perception checks. So
I got a 21.
Chewie, you noticed it right before
Okay.
it started to attack you guys. And as
Danger Will, Robertson. Danger Will.
yeah, as the statue begins to like pick up its large stone feet to actually speed up and come and charge at you guys, that's when you hear the noise. And Chewie was like already looking that way. So Chewie, you are not surprised during this round. Is there anyone that has anything that like makes them so they cannot be surprised? I know some of the Goblin Squad maybe had those abilities, so if any of you guys do, let me know.
Danger sense. No, that's not it. No, that's all I got.
Okay, and let me pop you guys back over to the cavern map really quick, just so I can show you. Well, while you're standing here, the statue, this one that was on the right side of the wall there, that's the one that kind of crept around behind. From under this bridge, maybe 45 feet away or so, you see the snake woman pop back up, like kind of like leap from out from under the bridge and land on the ground and start to attack as well.
The same snake lady?
As far as you know.
So they're not
Can
just
she still
pits.
attack, though?
They're tunnels.
So when she left the range of suggestion, the spell wore off, and yeah, I'll say even if you like were trying to maintain concentration, she left its range of effect, which I think is 30 feet.
Yeah.
So she pops back up, and you see the statue start to charge. Everyone rolled initiative, correct? Oh yeah. Is rolled great.
For you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Better roll for Elder, I guess. Okay. So Chad and Darrow, you both rolled a 9. Who would like to go first?
I'll take it for him.
Okay. And sneak. So the statue charges in, and let me see. I guess I'll get it pulled up here. You guys are ridiculous. All right, the statue charges in and moves its entire movement speed, which is 10 feet. And let me see, I don't think it has any ranged attacks that it can do here. No. Okay. It charges at you guys very intimidatingly, and then it stops. And that was its surprise round. You guys are terrified. It sneaks. This giant statue sneaks up on you and then stops. But now, regular initiative. Oh wait, actually, surprise round. So Chewie, you were not surprised. You get to make your move on this surprise round.
I am going to quarterstaff.
Sure.
And then monk unarmed.
Yeah, roll for it. Your quarterstaff strikes the surface of the statue and glances off, but your claw attack seems to connect. So roll damage there. And was that a nat 20? It was. That That was amazing. You also get you can have some inspiration for that. That was amazing. Chewy growl. Did you roll crit damage because that was a nat 20?
That crit is the +1, unfortunately.
Oh,
No,
okay.
maybe not. No, wait. No, it's not. Oh, yeah, I think it is.
It is, yeah. It looks like it is.
Yeah, it is. I rolled bad.
That's all right. So you take a big old critical Chewbacca type swing at this thing, and you hit it, and a chunk of the stone flesh drops down and reveals on the inside like a solid crystal, like inner flesh. It's like all amethyst on the inside, and you can see some of the crystals are growing out on the outside of the body, and the bottom of this thing from the feet up, from like the base of the statue up to about its waist, is all totally covered in this amethyst crystal, and it seems to even be like growing up it. But you take a big swipe at it, take some damage, take a chunk of stone off, and it's back to the top of initiative after the surprise round. And the statue will continue to lurch forward towards you.
Okay.
And it's going to try to swipe back at you and get its stony revenge. And it's going to attack you with its petrifying crystal claws. 20 to hit. What's your AC?
Crap. 19.
Dang. All right, so it hits. You take 8 slashing damage, and you must make a Constitution saving throw, please. Please fail.
Oh, no. Oh.
This is gonna be fun. Yes.
Oh.
All right. So this thing slashes you with its petrifying claws, and you begin to feel restrained. Like you can't move the way that you wanted to, and you feel the claws scrape across your flesh and connect and deal their damage, and the crystals kind of break off in your skin, and you look down and you see the crystals start to grow out of this wound as well, and you are restrained until the end of your next turn, when you must repeat the Constitution saving throw. Let's see. That's the stone cursed turn. It is now Elder, who is not into that whole thing that just happened.
What was the damage I took? I'm sorry.
It was... I have it right here. 1 second. 8.
Okay.
And that's slashing damage, if it makes a difference to you. I don't think it does.
I just couldn't remember the damage.
Let's see. Elder, he asks you guys what you want him to do. He's got big sword or big spell.
What is the big spell? Fireball?
He doesn't have fireball, no.
Okay.
He doesn't actually have like a big spell. I was just saying like he can either sword or spell.
Oh, okay.
He used 1 spell slot so far. He has 2 left.
I think we should make him use his sword for now.
Yeah.
Sword, yeah.
Okay. He's got the big old great sword, and he can attack from right there. So he will swing with that. 25 to hit. And he will do... Let me see if I can make this damage work. Hey! 13 damage. So... wait, did I just roll a d20 to hit? I think I did. How do I roll the damage?
Click the actual word greatsword.
Boom, there we go. 14, okay. So this thing, he swipes the greatsword across and cleaves the stone in half, and the statue crumbles into dust and dies.
That statue's trash.
I can trash you.
Very, very nice. Chad feels a little jolt of inspiration as well. And it is now Darrow's turn.
Alright, Chatty Poo. I'm going to give you some bardic inspiration. And with that, you get the resting rate, which is a bard may have to roll one die of whatever size their hit die are and heal that much.
Cool. So essentially, Chad, you can heal yourself one hit die, but you don't have to spend any.
Like, I think I'm at 12, right?
I don't remember if barbarians are a D12 or a D10 hit die. I believe they're a D12. Dr. Feargood might know better.
They are 12.
Cool, thank you. So, Dr. Feargood, or Chewy, I guess, that is the magic item that Darrow received earlier in the campaign. He has a reed that is attached to his bagpipes that his bard plays. And the reed, anytime the bagpipes are used to bestow bardic inspiration, they also heal the person that is the target.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, could I get a quick refresher on bardic inspiration?
Absolutely. It's a 1d6. Is that the size of your inspiration right now, Darrow?
I'm at D12 now.
D12?
D8, my bad.
Okay.
D8,
I was like, damn, that'd be beast. So you get 1d8, Chad, that you can add to any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check, not damage.
I get 1.
Yep, so you get 1, and you can use it whenever you want. So if you roll an attack and you get a 13 and you think that's not going to hit, then you can add that d8 to it and roll a d8 and add the result.
Okay.
Or if you get hit with a boulder and you have to make a saving throw, you can do the same thing if you think you're not going to save. But you can only do it before you know the result, like if it successes or not.
Okay. So yeah, before and after. Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks, man.
Yep.
And I'm going to use the one of the, I think I have 2, what are they called? Cure wounds inside the ring of spell holding.
Okay. Very nice. I forgot you had that ring of spell storing. That's really good. Go for it.
Hey, that's a cool ring, buddy. You got the whoa! What's all that light?
Oh yeah. I forgot. We have this.
Whoa!
You see wounds being cured before your eyes.
Dude. Yo, thanks, buddy. I think I'm ready to get in this.
Very nice. Any movement from you there, Darrow?
I'll move 10 to my left.
You got it. Sir Chad.
I actually have one question, meta question.
Sure.
If I was to cast Shatter on that statue, would it have just disappeared?
How would you know?
Based on what Shatter says.
What does Shatter say?
Let me see if I can link it.
Don't think it will. I think it's inanimate. It does more damage too, possibly. In a while since
I think there's something in Shatter that says, like, if the thing is made out of...
It says a creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal. Oh, it just has a disadvantage.
Okay. So that thing was technically made out of stone and crystal, so I probably would have, like, made it take a little extra damage. Like, you probably would have fucked it up.
I mean, it is 3d8 either way.
Yeah, it would have hurt it pretty bad for sure. Chad, yeah, your turn.
All right. Dang, I was like just about to go like all gung ho, and now I'm trying to decide if it was even like worse to like go into rage over this one guy.
Who knows?
I don't know. It's hard. I'll ask my party. What do you guys think? Should I just use one of my rages and go ham?
I mean, I have the hut. You can just burn whatever you want.
Oh yeah, you have the
the
spirit
hut.
hut.
You can create the super secret like
treehouse. It's like a pocket universe.
Let's go.
That's
all right, I'm going nuts. As soon as I hear pocket universe, it's like
Elder's like, no, wait, and you're already like raging and charging across the battlefield.
All right, I'm going into a frenzy as well in this rage, so I can take an extra attack as a bonus action.
Right.
And I'm at level 5, so I can also just take an extra attack, not even having to do with rage or anything, just being a barbarian.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna run at the snake and hopefully get near
5,
range.
10, 15, 20, 25, either way, left or right, or bottom or right of it.
Yeah, the bottom, so everyone has a nice clear angle.
Cool. Yep, you're right there.
Okay, I'm gonna attack her like 3 times.
Badass, yeah. Swing away.
Okay. Let me just reorient myself with this weaponage. Plus, wow.
The Elder Steel?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, that thing is kind of insane.
God damn, dude.
All right.
What was that?
You hit with the first 2. So roll damage twice.
Damage is 2d6 plus 6. That
So
would be
14 on the
14.
first attack.
And then, the other one hit too?
2 of the 3 hit, yeah.
So then that other one will be 7 plus 6, so that'll be 13.
13? Okay. You did a big old swing and hit a couple times, and the snake thing curses you out in your heathen foul tongue. And
yeah, so what? I think the same about you.
Very nice. That was
Yeah,
intimidating.
And then I look at everyone, I'm like, yeah, I told her off.
Yeah, you just hear like a snake slithering and a dragon roar, and then they're both just like standing there. Chewie, I believe it is back to you. You are restrained.
I don't get another save. I just stays.
You can't move this turn. You can do anything else you want to do on this turn, and then at the end of this turn, you can make a saving throw to try to not be restrained anymore.
Okay.
This is where the fun begins. But you still have your turn. Like if you have anything else you want to try to do or whatever, you just can't move.
Oh, I can't move.
Correct.
Well, since I have no spell,
like if you have a long range weapon or anything like that, you can still.
Oh, okay.
You can still use your action and your bonus action. You just can't use your movement. I think that's all restrained means is you just can't move.
Okay. I will use my hand crossbow.
Very nice. Roll your attack. That's a hit. That's damage.
6 damage. 6 damage.
Cool. You hit the snake, and as you hit it, it begins to like pour blood out of its like scaly lower half, and it looks down and it quickly reaches into its pouch and throws another one of those amethyst crystals on the ground.
Oh.
So it spawns another little snake swarm right next to it. But it is pouring blood heavily and looks like it's not happy about getting shot there. And at the end of your turn, if that is the end there...
yeah, I can't do much else.
What level are you? You're level 5, right? You have multi-attack, do you not?
Oh, is that... Okay, I thought that was for melee weapon.
It's just your class ability. Anytime you take the attack action, you get to attack twice.
Okay,
Same thing as Chad.
Okay, I'll do another crossbow then.
Cool, yeah. Yep, another
18.
hit. And you seeing how this thing guards against it, you can see that its AC is 12.
Okay. 10 damage.
10 damage, yeah. Very good. Bleeding quite heavily now. And at the end of your turn, make a saving throw. Constitution.
Oh. I'll just
All right.
stand back here and watch, guys.
As you fire off these 2 shots and you try to bolster yourself and like break out of this crystal that seemed to be growing out of your wound, you look down and it's growing so intensely, and your entire body becomes covered in this purple crystal. And you are entirely you are entirely like petrified in this purple amethyst stone.
Help!
Can we help him in any way?
How do you know?
We can knock him over and hopefully it shatters.
Oh, dear God.
You certainly can try. It is the snake person's turn, and she is not too happy about bleeding all over the place and having to summon another little snake baby. She's got a big barbarian in front of her, so she will try to let's see. She'll try to constrict Chad. So Chad, make a strength check. I guess it's a strength saving throw. You have to beat a 13.
Alrighty, Aphrodite.
Also, cool. So what's your AC?
13.
Okay, so she hits you with a AC of 21 to hit. So you take 10 bludgeoning damage, and she tries to like whip her tail around you and grapple you. You can you shake off the tail. You're not grappled, and you just take the damage. So 10 bludgeoning, I guess 5 if you're raging.
5, yeah.
And then she will also take a scimitar attack. She pulls out this crazy curved scimitar and swings it at you one time. 18 to hit, so take another 6 slashing damage, so 3 more.
Oh.
Very nice. And immediately after her turn ends, the swarm makes its move, and it tries to go and attack the person that attacked its caretaker. And it will move 5. I don't even know what its speed is. Let me check really quick.
Imagine it's like 100 feet, just like slithers around.
That'd be amazing.
Just like this giant swarm, like looking at that would be horrible.
It is like a combined swarm, so it could be different than a normal.
It's like the snakes from Bloodborne in the forest.
Yeah, like the big snake balls. It is like that, yeah. Although it's just little ones, not the gigantic things. Okay, it's 30 feet, so it can move 5, 10, 15, 20. I am guessing that's fair. Oh, no, it moves onto your space. I forgot about that. It wants to be part of you. And it will attack... Oh, Chewy actually is a giant ball of crystal juice, so it'll attack Elder. Elder gets attacked by a bite. 13 to hit. I highly doubt that is going to hit. His AC is 16, so it will just swarm up to him and try again another day. And it's back to Elder's turn. He's going to try to smack this thing off of him with his sword. And he hits. He's going to make 2 attacks. Hits with both. And his attacks are 2d6. Oh, I didn't mean to do exponential 2d6 there. There we go. 17 plus 4 plus 6. So 23, 29 damage to this thing. What's its HP? Okay. So he manages to like hack and slash at a bunch of these little baby snakes that are on him, and they kind of get cleared off, but there's still a couple left, and he will try to move out of their direct way. He won't provoke an opportunity attack, but he'll move 5 feet away. And it's back to Darrow. You saw your friend Chewie just totally get encased in this purple stone, and the snake creature is summoning this little baby snake and attacking everyone, and it's back to you.
I'm gonna move up to Chewie and inspect the crystal.
Okay. Make an investigation check. This will just be like your free interaction for your turn.
Do I notice anything? Do I think I can pull them off or hit them hard enough to shatter them off of them?
You guys fought a stone cursed before, right? In this ship,
Yeah.
And it did the same thing to Goldu. It hit him, and he started to like turn to stone, but then he like sturdied himself and passed the Constitution check, and it went away.
Right.
So you could tell from that, and then you also fought a stone cursed Minotaur in the like gladiator arena. So by now I think you have enough of a like history with these things, like you kind of understand how they work. Like there's some sort of a curse placed on these creatures that when they hit you, it's like a zombie, like you turn into one of them, but only if you got infected with like enough of the stuff, essentially, like if you failed your checks. So failing the thing, you know that Chewie is petrified for 24 hours and turned into this crystalline statue.
Damn it, Chewie. God.
You hear like the tiniest, quietest Chewbacca roar from inside the crystal, but you can't really tell if you actually heard that or not. You still have your full action and everything though for your turn.
Yeah, I'm trying to think I can get rid of these guys. I guess I can just thunderwave them. Oh well, Chewie's in a way I can't thunderwave them. Yeah, I don't really have anything to do here.
You still have more movement.
Oh, do I?
You only moved like 3 squares.
All right, let's move down so I'm in range of these stupid snakes.
Yeah, you're good. You know, poke at him with the rapier?
Yeah, I'm gonna poke at him.
Cool. Swing away.
Well,
That's
I
miss.
swung.
Yeah. You actually like swung with your rapier, which is like...
Yeah, I forgot how to use it.
Yeah, you're like, oh wait, that's not... These are pokey swords, not swingy swords. And you kind of just stop and make sure no one was watching.
Elder's like, are you kidding me?
And Chad is like, that's not how you swing a sword. This is how you swing a sword. And it's your turn, Chad.
Chad's just like, I'm not scared as long as I have my friends here with me. Right, guys? And I look and you're all just like surrounding like 2 like barely like alive snakes. Just like, guys?
You're a big, strong Barry and Chad. You're fine.
It was like a swarm of snakes. There was only like 2 left. Okay. Wait, why is he a set? Okay. I'm mad. I'm gonna go hit this lady now.
Wow.
Perfect.
And it was my mistake before. I was rolling for the wrong weapon, so I get a higher bonus. And
Cool.
I didn't put in my rage damage.
Oh, dang, yeah.
Put that on me, so
You're
we'll
gonna
put that in this time. I'll calculate it.
You're gonna go crazy now.
2 of those surely must have hit.
Oh, you re-rolled. I didn't see. So this thing has AC. What did I say? 12.
Oh yeah. So
All 3.
12.
It looks
so
like.
12 lands.
Yep.
Oh my god. Triple hit. Okay.
Yeah. Roll damage.
Oh
damage times 3.
That's 6 plus 8.
So 14.
14 plus 7 plus 8, so 15. 14 plus 15.
Okay. How exactly are you going to kill this thing? Because it's definitely gonna die.
9 What,
You're still
8?
adding
So
damage?
17.
It's dead. It's dead. How are you doing it?
There we go. Chad's just gonna like, he's gonna like look at her and he's gonna be like, you need some legs, and then he's gonna like try and like cut like leg flaps for her, but then he gets like frustrated and then he just like chops her up like sushi.
Oh my god.
Ooh, sushi.
Yep, that definitely happens.
All the way up to her head.
That is really brutal. So there's like just chunks of snake guts and sushi, like snake flank steaks on the ground.
Then I end my rage. What have I done? What have I done?
All right, you guys. Chad is just over there having a mental breakdown. Back to the little baby snakes. They will attack Darrow as he most recently tried to smack them with the blunt side of a rapier.
Shh, don't talk about that.
Let's see. They rolled a 10. They have a +6 to hit. 16 to hit.
Yeah, they hit me.
All right. Take 3 piercing damage because this thing only has half of its hit points, which is only half of the swarm is left. So take 3 piercing damage and make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, you saved. So you only take half damage. So you take 3 piercing damage plus 7 poison damage.
That is still a lot. Alrighty.
Very nice. And they are now in your face. And it is Elder's turn. He'll run around and try to help you smack these things off. If you want him to.
This wasn't the snake badge I was looking for.
He's like, you want me to help you get those things off?
They're on my face, Elder. What are you going to do?
Well, he's like, well, I just have to hit them with a sword, so it's up to you.
Elder, they're on my face.
All right. He swings at your head
No,
with a great sword.
No.
He has a +7, so 17 to hit. He hits them. Somehow, with surgical precision, he swings this giant greatsword and
like blind.
only hits the snakes on your head and not your head. That's talent right there. And let's see. He deals 12 damage to them, and they are dead.
Thank you.
He's like, for what? I was trying to... you're welcome.
Wow.
Just kidding. Yeah, you guys have defeated the snake challenge.
Yeah. Too much.
Yeah. The be quiet battle. Very nice. Zooming back in here. So I'm gonna say that you all kind of slowly made your way out, and you did this battle in the middle of the floor here, where the statue snuck up on you somehow.
Can I check her body for more of those crystals?
Sure. Make an investigation check, because Chad kind of made it into like soup.
Chunks everywhere. Wow.
1. You pick up what you think is one of the little amethysts, and you pick up like a bloody snake scale.
God damn it, Chad! You literally turned her into sushi. I thought you were just kidding.
That's her tail. No.
You literally thought you were kidding.
That's not her arm. That's her face.
My God, you should be a chef, Chad. This is ridiculous. You did that with a great sword. Just think about it.
I mean, for like at least a month, I was like the village butcher because our butcher got sick and died, and
Oh my god.
I was the best one there. With no trade.
Very nice. So you do.
What do we do with this statue?
It's just like crumbled into dust on the ground.
Oh, I meant this like really ugly statue.
Oh. Yeah,
it's at least 11 feet tall. Oh my God.
Yeah, it is a very, very large bugbear-shaped crystal statue that is stuck on the floor.
Can I get another save?
Stuck on the floor?
You do you have Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, Dr. Feargood?
Yeah.
Look up the Stone Cursed in that book.
Okay.
And then look at its ability, and that's what is currently afflicting you. But it's just like my flavor of it. It's like a crystal one instead of stone, is what these statues are. So something is turning things into these like animated statues in this place, and they're also being like infused with the power of this like amethyst magic in this cavern, from what you guys can tell so far.
Maybe we just gotta give him enough purple crystals, and then he'll become one of the stone statue people, but he'll work for us.
I mean, it's better than carrying him everywhere.
How much does
agree.
Chewie weigh?
Times that by
What are you, like 11 feet tall, right?
I think he's like 400 pounds.
Easily.
and that's not including stone body.
Yeah, now.
Oh, yeah.
Crystal now. Easily an additional 200 pounds on top of him. And he has all his gear.
This is an interesting predicament, guys.
I can't find it. You know where it's at in the book?
I don't know exactly. Let me see if I can. I don't have Mordenkainen's.
Wait a minute, I got it on.
It's just called Stone Cursed. Yeah, if you have it on Roll20 or whatever, I don't know if you can link monster stat blocks in the chat, but you're essentially, I'll just tell you, like, you are petrified for 24 hours is exactly what it says. So you'll totally turn back to normal, but not for 24 hours, so who knows what you guys should do.
Should we look up ahead to make sure no one's gonna come by here and maybe try and rest? I don't know, guys.
It'll only last for 8 hours, so.
What's that? Oh, right.
Only for 8 hours, which is just a rest. It's a long rest, anyway.
What are we gonna do for 16 hours? I mean, like gladiatorial games you brought with you?
You can find something to cure him. I don't know. God damn it.
Find somebody in the evil dungeon to cure your friend.
How do they not get swiped by these statues all the time?
Maybe a doctor got turned into stone, and we just gotta wake him up.
So that's a great idea. So you guys are standing around, kind of observing Chewie in all of his glory and trying to figure out what to do. Chad, roll a d12.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, you guys are doing your thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look up ahead and see if I can spot anything.
Sure. Where would you like to go here?
To the edge of what we can see.
Okay. You move up, and you can see further up in the room. The room continues on, like the spawning pits keep going for another, I don't know, equal half of the room. And it looks about like what you've seen so far.
Well, it doesn't seem to be anything around here, guys. I mean, but we're still dangerously close to the entrance. There's still statues lying about.
Very true.
I think we're gonna have to deal with that statue one way or another, or else it's just gonna, like, even if we leave this room, it's just gonna follow us all the way out.
Yeah. Can we move Chewie at all?
You can try. Whatever you guys want to do.
Isn't he like stuck to the floor? I don't want to break his toes.
He's not like glued to the floor.
Can we shatter this stuff?
I don't know.
What if I like use my fancy stone to knock him into a wall?
Oh.
Maybe I can just maybe I can just shatter him. Like I cast Shatter on him.
Chewie says, "I will haunt you if you kill me."
I mean, he's not. Is he?
You wouldn't know who killed you.
Yeah,
You can
and you
see
guys
us from
wouldn't.
the
You
side.
guys technically can't hear him either. So.
You'd be like, oh, I died. Oh, it's probably from that stone curse.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Totally wasn't my
Exploding
party.
into oblivion.
Yeah, wasn't my party shattering my body. Make a per history check, Darrow, since you are the one like actively trying to figure out if you can move him. 13. Okay, you seem to recall seeing some like wheelbarrows earlier in the day.
Maybe we can push him around. Hey, chat, see if you can move him.
Okay.
Chewie, do you know how much your character weighs?
353 pounds.
All right.
So, like 5 with the stone on him.
Chad, you can make a strength check if you want, if you're going to try to do anything here.
If I want. Hell yeah.
Cool,
Like a
yeah.
Strength saving throw, or
No, this is just a check. It's like an athletics check, but like make an athletics check, I guess is what it would be.
athletics check. Okay. Let's go. Come on, athletics. Oh.
All right, Chad gets himself super pumped up. You can like bear hug this thing, and you can like deadlift Chewie like straight up and kind of waddle with him, but you can't like pick him up and carry him. You know, like you can like it's like moving a fridge. Like it could be done, but you're not enjoying it, and it's
Or
not
like a vending machine is just like it's not really going anywhere.
Exactly. Like you could shuffle it around real slow.
Well, we know that he can move. Maybe we can find one of these things that we're lugging the statues around with and just, I guess, keep them with us.
Then where would we go? Where would we're just going through the whole dungeon with him?
It's like a weekend at Bernie's. It'll be enjoyable.
Not wearing my sunglasses.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I mean, he can intimidate people with him. He's pretty ugly.
Oh my god.
I think he can't hear any of us.
I think he can't hit us. I don't really think we have a choice. He's petrified for
about 23 and a half more hours.
Yeah, he's we got about a day's worth of petrification.
All right, let's activate Operation Weekend at Chewy's.
Let's go. All right, put their hands in the group.
So,
all right, on 3.
Are you guys gonna try to carry him?
Well, I was doing like a thing where like when you're like cheerleaders and you put your hands in the circle, like on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh right.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Weekend at Chewy's.
On 3.
Elder puts his hand
Weekend
in.
at Chewy's.
We get Chewy's.
Weekend at Chewy's. 1, 2, 3. Weekend at Chewy's. Yeah. First time.
Nailed it.
Like a tear rolls down like Chewy's eye.
Yeah, like a crystal falls off his face.
His first bit of combat, he gets petrified for a day.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Well, now you know that this is not like a softy campaign.
All right,
no free rolls here.
Yeah, I'm not taking it easy on you guys.
if you want to come with me, Chad, we can go search the entrance, see if we can find something to wheel him around.
Let's check and see if there's any people there right now.
Yeah, let's go.
So you guys kind of head back to where you came in at. And
I'd stealth on my way back.
are you guys sneaking? Okay. Yeah, everyone make a stealth check. Elder's good.
I mean, you can just leave him, yeah. No one's going to bother.
Wait, you're not going to stealthily carry him.
I'm not carrying him. I'm looking.
Yeah, I know. I just meant like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely left him there.
No, he's chilling.
So you guys sneak back towards the entrance, and you remember as you get closer to this room, it's very dark. The room you were in, the brood snake pit room, was semi-illuminated and a little bit less dark. It was like dim light. And the closer you get to here, it gets darker. But you do spot this like little cart near the entrance here, in front of a statue that seems to be used to load up onto this platform. And what it looks like in like meta terms, like it looks like a chariot, like a gladiator chariot, just with no like horse attached. You would just have to like wheel it around yourselves, you know?
That doesn't sound fun.
Like a wheelbarrow that you could put a statue on.
Well, I guess this is how they move them back and forth. I guess it's our real only choice there. I'll keep an eye on the statues if you guys want to grab it.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Cool. So Elder and Darrow kind of keep watch over the old creepy statue, and Chad runs in and grabs the hand cart. And you bring it back, and seems like everything goes fine. While you're in this room, Chad, roll a d12 for me. Cool. All seems well. You come back out here, and you've got your little statue moving cart.
We arrive in the room, and it's been 24 hours.
Exactly. And Chewie's just like, hey.
What's that card for?
What are you guys doing? Yeah. No, it's probably been 45 minutes since he was turned.
Well, let's try to load them up. I have negative strength, so helping you would just be like.
No, don't even.
We can still use Chad's strength check from before, so like he figured out he can lift this thing. So you can just
my own way of lifting, and it's enough.
You can just place it on the cart if you'd like.
Struggle really hard. I'll like trying to lift it from like the top end, like it's like head and his shoulders, and I'm trying to like just like really like cutting motions and just like destroying my back.
You can just see like three eyes moving back and forth in there.
You're just lifting with your back instead of your legs, and just like.
Oh, definitely.
All right, you struggle and you get this thing, your friend Chewie, up onto the cart, and he is mobile again.
Am I able to push him? You want me to roll a strength check?
You can just have Elder like pull the cart behind you guys. It's not like once it's on the cart, it's not difficult to lug it around. It's just like like at Home Depot, like the big flat shopping carts they have for wood. It's like it's like one of those. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to turn and it's annoying, but it works.
Oh, onward. We killed.
I did not expect this to go this way.
I mean, if push come to shove, just roll the barrel into them and it'll kill whatever it hits.
That's a pretty good idea. Cool. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Guess we proceed.
Okay. This is exciting. So, you head onwards, you get to the other side of the spawning chamber, and you see more of the pits. As you walk by, you can peer into them. You just see the same, like you see the floating, glowing crystal in each of them. Who all of you got one of those crystals, by the way?
What do you mean crystal?
I think I had the crystal unless I gave it to Darrow. I don't know.
I think I still will have it. Then.
Okay, whoever has it, like I'll just tell you now, you can add it to your inventory. These crystals, you discerned that they don't have any like inherent magical ability, but they like take enchantment very well. So the enchantment wore off, and now it's just an amethyst, and it's worth 100 gold pieces, and that's all it is. So each one of these pits technically has 100 gold in it.
All right, Elder, we need to get some money. You know what to do. We can't have these spawning any snakes, and we can't have our pockets any lighter.
Is that a cantrip, Mage Hand? Can he just keep doing it?
He could, yeah.
That's a cantrip.
If you want to go ahead and grab those crystals. I don't know. I mean, listen, we're under dire straits here. We need as much money as we can to fight the.
We got time to kill, dude. What else are we gonna do here?
You guys are just gonna go fishing in the.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna stand next to him every time, just in case like something happens.
Sure.
And I'll be like right next to him.
I'll keep an eye on the statue as well.
Let me see. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I kind of assumed when I built this that you guys would figure out some way to cheese this and get all the money out of here. I just put it in for that reason. So yeah, you can go around and he'll like super cheese mage hand every single one of these things out of there. Every time the crystal is removed, the trap gets released. So like the mist goes up in the air and releases the like poison gas, and then it's empty. So I will assume after doing this 17 times, he probably got hit by the mist once.
Alright, that's fine.
So he's going to take 2d10
Oh boy, that's a lot.
poison damage.
We need to rest anyways, and he hasn't
that's
been
true.
hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. So he takes 10. And you guys get to add 1,700 gold to your inventories, however you want to split it up. Elder says,
doesn't have pockets.
Elder says, well, since it was my mage hand, I'll take half.
I'll take at least 1,000.
Elder says, well, after half, there's 850 left.
Then you give me 1,000, and then they give me 850.
Chad, Chad, that's not how.
Yes,
yeah,
that's how math works.
He
yes.
hands you both 500 gold each.
I don't need to go to I don't need to go to school to know how to do math. This is wow. You gave me even more, dude. This is 2,000.
He's like, yes, Chad, you're welcome.
Fools.
All right.
So yeah, he hands you both 5 of the crystals, essentially. And he pockets the other ones away, and he's like, we'll have to check out the magic storing properties of those when we have time. Anything else you guys want to do in here? There's a creepy statue in the corner.
Yeah, I was about to say. We should probably kill this thing, and then maybe we should look to possibly rest. If you guys want to do something like that.
Sure, let's blow it to bits. Problem.
It might curse us.
Gotta wait anyway.
What would you guys like to do?
I mean, honestly, I could cash 3 huts, but would that even be worth it?
I mean, for me, it
Here's the thing I will tell you, like, as a meta thing that, like, your character would know this, Darrow.
Yeah.
Like, if you do a long rest, you get your spell slots back, right?
Oh yeah, that makes complete sense. Yeah.
So you could, like, cast hut, rest, and you could do it a couple times, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like it refreshes itself. And...
So how long did it take him to get the gems out of the pits?
It was probably like an hour-long little excursion there, crawling through here. So, in that case, Chad, roll a d12.
Oh god.
Sorry, guys.
They don't roll a 1, guys.
That statue's giving out hints.
Yeah, the statue just yells, "Chad, roll a d12." Yeah,
okay,
everything is seems to be quiet. You haven't heard much. Occasionally, you will hear some kind of rumbling in the distance, and you hear the like slithering of maybe someone walking around far in the distance, but you can't ever make out any certain sounds. Thanks for the host, Batboy. Welcome to the stream, man. So, yeah, up to you guys, whatever you want to do. We'll say it's like 3 in the morning, like you guys were in here pretty late. And you've been in here for a couple hours now, maybe 2 hours total, and one of those hours Chewie has been petrified for.
Well, we do have a plan now. I can just keep recasting the hut, every 8 hours or so.
Okay.
So I guess we should get some exploration done and come back and probably kill the statue as well.
Cool. Lead the way, Elder says.
Chad, you want to go punch that thing?
Statue? We're doing the statue now?
Yeah, let's take the statue.
Okay, I hope I get cursed.
I mean, if you don't fail your save, you'll be okay.
So you guys are going to attack the statue?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Everybody.
I'm gonna pre-rage before combat to save.
Can we use Chewie as a shield?
You can set him up however you want in here on the battle map, however you guys want to do it. If you take a look at the map in here.
Can I hide behind Chewie?
Sure. Let me.
Yeah, it's cool if I pre-rage, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
You could do that. You
Normally,
guys can.
like, I don't know when to rage, so it's
Right.
like not have the advantage.
You guys can do anything pre-combat here because you're going to have the drop on this thing. Like Stone Cursed, I think they technically are always like alert and active, but they won't really like make the first move if you're just watching. You know what I mean? Like they are trying to appear like they're a statue, even if they don't know that you know that they're not a statue.
It's like, is he
What if
coming
you-
towards
what if
me?
they know?
What's he doing with the hammer?
What if
Oh
they-
God!
If it sees you like swing a sword at it, then it will like animate. You know what I mean?
Okay, so like, what if you like put like it, like right next to like I don't know like a workbench, and then you're just like pretending to like hack a saw next to it, pretending to like hack like put like a sword next to it, and then one time you like hit that hammer and you swing right at the statue. He doesn't see it coming.
I don't know, man. What would happen? You'd have to try it
You
out.
do that for like 80 years. He just like he gets used to it. Oh, he's never gonna hit me, dude.
I think they like eventually they will wait until like they just have any opening at all. Like when you blink your eyes, they'll just like swing at you.
Just
You know?
kill you in your sleep.
Oh, they definitely would do that. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's horrifying. Okay.
So roll initiative, yeah, and you guys can do whatever you want before you're ready.
Ooh. I'm raged.
Super raged. Chewie rolled a 0.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is probably not much fun right now for you, Chewie, but
It's all right. It happens.
I promise it will be okay. Unless it's not. Let's see. All right. So Elder rolls a 15. Chad, you're pre-raged and you see this thing and I'm assuming you're just like walking right up to it.
Yeah, I'm just walking all Chadly and
Cool.
manly. Not even like sprinting or like fast walking, just like totally just walking. Like
Power
knows
walking.
it's coming. It knows it's doomed, and I'm just coming right at it.
Very nice, yeah. It's all you.
All right, let's bring the thunder.
Very nice.
And I miss every.
What did you roll?
I did the triple attack again, but didn't
Wait.
go.
Oh, the top one is your initiative. Okay. So 11, 12, 12. You missed all 3.
That's a 2, 3, 3 for you guys in chat.
That's really rough. Yeah, and you have a +9 to hit, and you missed
Yeah, but plus
3 attacks in a row.
rolled a 2, 3, and a
Oof.
3 on a 20
And
side die.
3 attacks against a unanimated statue. So everyone is watching, and Chad, you just like you beast mode power walk up to this thing, and you kind of just like swing into the dirt in front of it.
You know, it just like scares the hell out of me. Like its eyes like pop, like they become like real, like human fleshy eyes, and they kind of just like come around. They start like looking all like weird left and right. It's like, oh, whoa. Like if I expected eyes, I would not expect them to be like that. It's like no.
Yeah, for sure. So you
It's too real.
take these swings and miss, and it like springs to life in a not really springy way. It kind of just like statue-esque lurches forward at you. And Elder sees you swing and miss, and he like charges up to try to come and back you up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, he can make it there. And he'll do the same thing. Try to just swing with his sword. He only gets 2 hits, though. And hit and a miss. So 2d6. So he'll hit for 14. And then it is over to Darrow. I'm
going to use my fancy dancy mysterious stone that I never figured out what it was called, and buff my weapon with, I think it's Amplify.
Amplify, absolutely. So you hold up this other crystal that you found in the cultist caverns near the City of Chance. And this crystal bathes your weapon in this like purple psionic energy. And it's empowered.
Alright, then I'm gonna make my way downtown.
Okay. Over to the side of the statue, if you can get that far.
Yeah, I don't think I will.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Perfect. Let's poke at it with my boosted repair.
Boom. Roll for it. So amplify, when you hit, what is it, add an additional 2d8? 3d8, good God. All right. You do have advantage.
So is it 18?
Correct, that's a hit. It has AC of 17. So roll your insane damage. 3 and now 3d8.
That was some poo-poo rolls, dude.
That was almost really bad. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage to the thing. Taking a total of 27 now, and its HP is garbage. It is dead.
Hey, none of us got swiped that.
Boom. Magically, you've crushed the statue, and it dissolves into dust again. And you're back.
Sweet Khajiit.
So now it's you took your planing and defeated this thing. It's probably been another 20, maybe 30 minutes. Roll a d12, Chad.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, you're good.
I'm wondering what he needs to roll in order to get us mobbed by a bunch of enemies.
He's rolled.
I mean, like, I have a feeling like I'm just
9.
rolling, but like I don't roll for anything good. I'm just rolling for something not bad to happen. It's like either something bad happens or just something not bad. Like that's the best that can happen. Right now, I'm rolling great, guys. It's a good time.
Watch, it's like, no, you're not rolling great. We're just watching me get the next round. It's like
just like adding up all the numbers. It's like, yeah, you guys just like all died.
Every roll you've done so far, I'm totaling them up, and that's how many statues you're gonna have to fight at the end.
There's let me see, 3,000 milliliters of water that entered the building. You are now dead.
He's just spawning monsters in other rooms. But not this one.
That would be pretty good.
All right, let's. I'll walk up to the edge here. To the next room.
Oh, like the corner of the thing? Okay.
Yeah, see what we can find.
So you get right up to the corner here. And you see a little more of this tunnel that looks like the one that you came in to. And it kind of opens up into this big hallway that you can see 2 more little exits to. And
can I roll perception on the ground, see if you can see some maybe snake trails or something?
Sure. Yeah, so you come in to the hallway and you can see on the ground, like you're trying to look and inspect to see if there's any of those tracks in the like crystalline dust. And so far, like what you've seen in the room that you're in, I hadn't mentioned this, but all of the like cart paths and footprints and like trails that you've seen have been heading from the direction you are going right now back towards the entrance. Like you are kind of going backwards towards this trail. It's like heading out, and you can see a lot of footprints in this main hallway here, and from where you're at, they seem to be coming towards you from directly across, and there's like almost no tracks into the hallway that goes to the north. And you can see a couple of statues just like posted up at the like bottom wall there.
Yeah, I just think it's a little strange that we haven't ran into more than one snake person, and that one didn't seem like it was coming in and out anyway.
Well, it is nighttime, so maybe it's just not their shift, and then they all work at like 10 a.m. and they'll just run into each other.
I mean, that's a sound idea, actually. Maybe she was just feeding overtime. I don't know.
Graveyard shift.
Yeah, maybe they don't meet too many people doing it.
You just assassinated someone on the graveyard shift.
As you guys are discussing the strangeness of not running into anybody, you enter the hallway, and Chad, roll a d12 for me. Okay, as you enter this hallway, you hear from the other side of the hall, like directly across from you, coming from the far west side, you hear two like people in that same snake tongue conversing and heading your way. You don't know how.
I don't have to tell them like what like that they hear it because they know.
Yeah, you all hear it. Like you don't know what they're saying. Chad, you can hear like very faintly. You can hear Draconic, and they're like hissing at each other, and it sounds to you like just like back and forth, like banter, you know. But you can't really make out exactly what they're saying. And it's getting a little bit closer. You can hear that it's coming from like wherever that tunnel leads to the west, but you're not exactly sure.
Signal to my group to like we're going to like ambush like two people go on the side of the mouth of the exit on like one side, and then the other two like the other one go on the other side. So like
are they hitting the cart opening?
They might. So like if we want to rest here, we'll know if their paths normally go through here, and then like they'll like so if they do come through here, we'll kill them, and if not, then we can rest kind of thing.
That's true.
So like yeah, like so I'm like pointing you guys like go onto that side of the wall and like peek around and wait for them to kind of come around and jump on them, and I'm gonna like wheel Chewie over to the other side, and then I'm gonna wait to jump on them as well to see if they come by.
I think we can distract them with Chewie.
They might just be like, what? We can put it like deeper in the room, but like slightly around the corner, so they still have to like look out the doorway. Then that's where we can hit them. I like that idea.
Okay, so as you all hear like the slithering sounds of these snakes in the background, you all like kind of look at each other and do some like Navy SEAL hand signals, and you like wheel Chewie out into the middle of the floor here, and then you all like hide around the corner. Something like that, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah.
And
can you mimic their voice chat?
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that.
I could give it a shot, but I might be a dead giveaway dragon. But I've only spoken for so long.
You sound like you're poor. It's easy.
So, hang on.
I don't know what that is.
You guys you quickly like wheel Chewie around the corner here, and let me pull it back up here. You see all the way down the hall coming from where you just were looking at.
I guess it's huge.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You see two more of these snake-like creatures. These ones look different, though. These ones appear to be like males with like more prominent upper bodies, and they have like a snake head as well as the snake like tail and torso, but with like men arms and swords and stuff, and they're kind of like slithering along side by side, chatting. And the closer they get, Chad, you can kind of understand more what they're talking about, and you can hear them sort of whispering in the distance, like we really went too long without doing a patrol. We need to stop messing around. We kind of napped for too long. Let's go check on the caretaker in the spawning room. And they are kind of slithering towards the center of the hall there, and they see the statue of this gigantic purple crystal bugbear in the middle of the hallway. And you hear them kind of speed up and start shouting to each other in Draconic. Like, they kind of laugh. They're like, oh, some poor sap tried to break in and got hit by one of the stone cursed. And they slowly slither up the hall. Are you guys doing anything while this is going on?
I think we're all just like readying to like
Figure out.
So you guys can like ready in action. That's a thing you can do. Like, are you all like, you have something ready that you're gonna do as soon as they turn the corner?
I wanna like rage like right when they're like about to come, and then just like pounce on them.
Sure. So they like are laughing, and they see the thing, and they see that it's on a cart, and then they're like, wait, did someone forget? Did someone like leave one of the statues out in the middle of the hall? Like, what the hell's going on? Now they're like kind of freaked out. And all of you except for Chad, like, I'm assuming you're trying to like be sneaky about this, so Chad is not really like translating all this, so you just hear them like slowly, like their voices get louder and louder, and now they're like yelling, and they kind of like rush in here, and they rush past the threshold of the like entrance here, and that'll be initiative, and you all will have a like surprise round. And
Just to be clear, are we able to damage Chewie at all? I don't want to, hit him with a spell and everything.
yeah, you can damage him. He's petrified, but he's not. He's still a thing. Yeah. Let's see. 22, Chad, 11, older, 19. And I'll roll for the two snake dudes. Hang on 1 second. And that's where we'll pick it up next week. Right at the beginning of the battle there. So, I did not expect that all to go down that way. I'm sorry to Chewie if you did not have the most fun this time. Everything will pick up from there.
It happens. I didn't die.
Yes, that is a good thing. I want to say that's something that like it used to be way more common in like old school D&D, and it was this concept of like monsters did way more like horrible like auto kill type stuff, like occasionally things would just like kill somebody and they're just dead and disintegrated, and it's really fun for everybody except the player that gets disintegrated, right? It's like, oh man, that monster's so cool, like it's so crazy and like super scary and realistic, it can just like auto kill stuff, like that makes it way more fun to battle and realistic and dangerous. So the concept of like everyone just kind of understands like sometimes it's just your turn to be the guy that gets disintegrated, and it's not much fun, but it's worth it because 99% of the time it's not you, right? So if that is something that you guys can kind of like understand, that concept, like I'm not ever trying to like ruin one person's fun. I'm mostly trying to like introduce the fact that like this world has stuff that's like actively trying to kill you guys, and sometimes they will succeed. This time nobody died, but that's kind of the feel that we're going for. So like real dangerous stuff will happen to you guys. Just don't take it personally, and if hopefully it won't happen too often, and we'll still be able to have fun. I know it's not very fun to be carted around as a statue for a whole session, but I appreciate you guys putting up with it. And
I see that it's like you just like died of like dysentery kind of thing.
exactly, like
yeah, it's what makes the game so epic. It's like you might get that, you know, like
right, like
you might not.
half the time you're gonna make it to the like Oregon coast or whatever, but sometimes you break your leg and die of dysentery. Like it's just how it
happens on the first turn.
Yes,
like,
just how it goes. But
snake bite.
I'm just the bugbear king, and they're
they're wheeling you around like peasants. This is also like testing. This is the first time, obviously, that anyone has run this adventure, and I just wrote it all out in the last couple weeks, so this will be good testing for it. And if it's like every time someone runs this adventure, somebody gets freaking turned into a giant crystal statue, then like obviously that needs to get toned down a little bit, and maybe we need to have less of the statues around. So this is all going to be good testing for the future, so I can know like how much is too much, and like obviously sometimes people will just get unlucky. But I think everything went pretty well so far. You guys are handling it pretty good. I didn't know what would happen if someone got turned into a statue, like what you guys would do, and I love what you guys are doing. It's amazing. So we'll pick it up here next week, and I think that's a good